Good evening, it's Sunday. I'm making a second video to explain, when we have geopolitics, there is always a lot of noise. But I sat down and I analyzed everything and I found out reason why mainly the US is attacking Iran. Let me explain. When President Trump was campaigning, he promised he promised to bring back manufacturing into the United States, bringing companies like Apple, bringing Ford, bringing many American companies back to the United States. That's what he promised. Number two, President Trump promised to make goods cheaper, things cheaper. Those were his promises. And what happened? He promised not to start any war. But listen, this was his first move, chess move. He talked to President Putin, showing them that they can have a deal, meaning one of the largest suppliers of oil to the world, Russia, is already, it's like handcuffed. They can't supply more, like a lot of oil to China. They remember also the people they were supplying mostly, they were supplying India at a cheaper price. So they brought back India too. I'll tell you what happened between India and Pakistan that made India also to step a little backwards. So he first captured the Russians, not with the war, but showing them that we are going to make a deal. So they even with the war with Iran, the Russians are stepping outside. They are stepping out. They can't support Iran directly. That was his first chess move. The second chess move, you remember when Pakistan had there was a war between Pakistan and India. Do you remember what Trump tweeted? Trump tweeted actually like congratulating, it was like indirectly congratulating Pakistan for having those planes that were crashing Indians. Meaning the India was also, remember India was being supplied a lot of oil by Russians. Meaning India was also captured to assure that, you know what, we have a check move in Pakistan. What happened after? On January 3rd, the US captured Maduro. Who is Maduro? Maduro was the president. Because I call him because he's in the US, he was captured like a thief. Maduro was captured on 3rd of January this year. Why Venezuela? Venezuela in the world, it is one of the largest, and I mean the largest, suppliers of oil. One of the they have insane amounts of reserves. And the tricky thing, Venezuela's biggest customer, it was China. Remember Trump's move is what? To bring back manufacturing, because companies like Apple, they were already they had relocated to China. They're making products from China. China is producing a lot of things that even America use at home. And that's what has made them actually like a global giant. They have manufacturing. Almost China produces almost 90% of all things they need. So they don't need anyone. They have manufacturing. Why are companies from the United States going to China? Because it is cheaper to produce goods in China. If it is a phone, an iPhone is cheaper to produce in China because they have the skill. Then they have a lot of energy. When we talk about energy, we're talking about oil now. Because don't think that those factories run on solar. No, they run on oil. They use oil. So to bring back the manufacturing in the United States, the US looked at who are the largest suppliers of oil to China. They looked at the Russians. I told you what the Russians they did to the Russians. Then they looked at Venezuela. Venezuela has been supplying a lot to China. After capturing Maduro, they installed a puppet. There's a puppet there. That puppet is not going to have a deal with the Chinese. Remember the day they attacked Venezuela, China had sent diplomats into Venezuela to negotiate deals. They captured him, meaning China, one of China's largest suppliers, was cut off. So where does China look? Because China has to find a solution. China have, on the other side, they have what we call Iran. Iran producing a lot of oil. Who is saving Iran's economy? It is China, because they buy a lot. What is happening between China and the Americans now have attacked the Iran. They have killed the Ayatollah of Iran. They have killed most of the leaders of Iran. Here you may see and think maybe there is but it is a war of oil, controlling oil. So they're trying to capture Iran, put there a puppet who will now turn against China, turn against supplying China. Which means China, this is the checkmate, to make sure that China doesn't produce goods cheaply, to make sure that China doesn't access oil at a cheaper price, to make sure that China doesn't get those crazy discounts that make them get. Remember, one of the things that drive an economy is when petrol, diesel are very cheap. It means that people can run, the buses can run cheaply, the transport is going to be down, the distribution of products is going to be down, all those things. So oil controls the economy a lot. If oil is expensive in your country, it means the price of bread is going to be high. Why? The car delivering that bread to the supermarket, it will need to spend more on oil or on petrol. That makes the goods expensive. So they are trying to capture the Iran to make sure that they cut off China. Remember, the biggest threat to the United States, leave alone this Iran and what? They fear China so much. In fact, in reality, China is already ahead of United States. So they fear the power of China. So they are capturing what? They're trying to capture Iran. I won't say they have succeeded. So let's look on the third. When they captured the president of Iran, Maduro, what happened in the market? The things that I'm explaining, this is how you make money. That's why I don't think you should even watch this video once. You can watch it even 3 times. This was on second night. Remember, it was a weekend. So we are counting second as the day they captured Maduro, because it happened on a Saturday, Sunday. The prices of oil were here. Now, as I'm drawing, let me show you. This was the price of oil. A barrel was priced at 57.7. Let's count 56.8. After that, what happened? Look at how the market has been moving. It went from 56 to now 67.3. Meaning you would have used the information I gave you to just buy. Why? They have cut off one of the largest suppliers of oil in the world, Venezuela. It means the demand is going to be high, the supply is going to be low, driving the prices very high. Right now there is a war, one of the largest suppliers. Let me tell you why oil is going to buy like insane. The Hutus, which means the Yemen has closed one of the canals. I don't remember the names where they are sophisticated. It has closed one of the canals that supply. In that canal, ships that come to Africa, they pass there. Ships that go to Europe, they pass there. So they have cut off that canal. No ship is passing through. Billions of barrels of oil pass there every single day. They have cut it off. Every ship that passes there, it is shut down. So it means that The price of oil is going to be high. Why? Africa is lacking oil because the supply was cut off. The Europe is going to struggle with oil. Do you get my point? Then Iran, even Iran did what? It cut off one of the canals called Hams, something like that. It cut off remember the first canal with Yemen, it controls 15% of the global oil. Now the one of Iran, the one they have cut off, it controls 20% of the global oil. So combined, we are looking at 35% of the global oil supply being tampered with. It means the demand is going to be low. It is going to be extremely high, but the supply is going to be low. Why? The ships cannot come to Indian Ocean and supply Africa. The ships cannot go to to go the other side and supply the Europe. So it means that the prices are going to naturally increase. So don't be shocked when you see the price of oil going even to 75, 80. This is my projection. I'm showing you that this war is about oil. Who controls oil? Remember another thing lastly. US is dealing with inflation. Things are expensive. So to cut down the inflation, and these are things that Trump promised. And they are going for primaries this year. They have an election primary